Dear ones, we are so grateful for your joining in this conversation with us in terms of bringing your light, bringing your energy, bringing your intention to this circle, for this is vital for your conscious awareness in coming to terms in understanding the power of your intentions and your desires. This time we shall speak of as a time of taking a breath, a time of creating space for yourselves to discover new insights about how you operate and your relationship to others and your environment. Dear ones, this is a time for you to actively step into the role of conscious co-creation in terms of understanding and inquiring deeper about yourselves and about how you operate from the point of view of the trajectory of your larger soul, not just your immediate needs or your current incarnation, but a larger perspective of who you are as eternal light beings.
We shall focus today upon your soul, for there is much to learn in how your soul continues to grow here in this incarnation. Let us focus there, for what is available to you is specific to you, and yet many of you still look upon others and the opinions of others to determine for you what is true for you, what is best for you, what is yours to do or to act upon or to be, most importantly. You look to others to confirm for you whether they accept or approve who you are, those especially closest to you, those that have been in your family circle, who have incarnated around you in a unique relationship, unlike the strangers you pass each and every day. These opinions matter, yet even for many of you, the opinions of the strangers matter as well. Walk down the street and see those who look at you sideways, and ask yourself if it does not create for you a moment of questioning, a moment of confidence being challenged. This we wish to address for you. We will say to you that each of you has a unique pathway. Each of you has a pathway that is not dependent upon the others. You will intersect with many other beings throughout your incarnation, and yet this is an intersection of independent pathways. Therefore, the only pathway that is of your concern is your own. The only pathway that matters most is yours. And this means, therefore, to release others to whom you wish to or believe you must intersect with to affect their pathway. And this, most importantly, releases you from needing others to determine your pathway as well.
A new way of thinking for many, yes, in terms of the aspect of identity. For many have associated who you are with your physical body and the identity that you create. And now, as you step into this larger understanding of the eternal aspect of your soul and how you operate from a larger perspective, you can see how the importance of identity, as you call it, diminishes significantly as you are free to allow those things that are more aligned to your eternal nature to come forward and to manifest for you. For these things are recognized and found when you find yourselves in moments of joy, quite separate from the times where you are in the role of identity, which does not always bring you joy, which does not always bring you happiness, which can, in fact, create for you and others confusion and uncertainty and a lack of grounding. Therein is the challenge for many at this time. You are seeing many struggle with who they believe they are in terms of these identities. And they are now becoming more and more hollow and transparent as others are able to see the disconnection from the identity that has been created and the soul which is eternal.
A difficult lesson, we are saying to you, a difficult understanding for you to accept that, in fact, the riches that come from your own development, your own ascension, your own growing consciousness is not given to you in order to feed all those around you or to affect all those around you, for it is often humans who say, I know the way, and therefore I must tell you the way. You must accept my understanding of the way. What we are saying to you today is that each of you have your own way, unique more than you are aware. For because something is an insight for you does not mean it is an insight or even of importance to those around you. Difficult then for you to understand that love is your greatest gift. To love, to accept, and to allow is the greatest pathway towards oneness, rather than to feel you must teach and institute the changes in others. This is not necessary. And so again, we release you from this responsibility, for it is not a responsibility at all. It is, in fact, not necessary, for you are each on your own pathway, and the two do not always meet. What is true for you is not always true for the other souls around you. Frustrating, yes. Challenging for you, yes, for you love this ability to show your love through this instruction, through this guidance, and yet we say to you, your love is sufficient. We are not suggesting you ignore those beings around you, but that you love them, that you accept them for who and what they are, that you appreciate that they have their own path, and therefore you release for yourself those judgments that you have about what their path is, that is right or that is wrong or that is painful or that is not. Yes, hardest when it is in pain, that you see the other experiencing what they are, for you think, I have the answer, I have the antidote for this. Yes, true, and yet their own pathway shall intersect them to this knowledge when it is time. To this consciousness as needed, you are released from this responsibility.
And so we return to this moment in time, this brief pause for you to consider this new perspective, to move into this new realm of operating thought and behavior. And with this, we are complete and yet never far away.